So this week in Corvette news, the 2026 Corvette build and price configurator is live, a whole 9 months and 4 cycle orders after the start of the 2026 calendar year. Better late than never, am I right? And a small update to the major safety recall that is currently stopping sales of all's Z06s and ZR1s, both new and used. So maybe light at the end of the tunnel with that whole fiasco. And we are in the last weeks of the channel's latest giveaway of multiple prizes with different ways to enter. So we're gonna go over all of that in today's video. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, to the channel where we talk Corvette news, do product review videos, how-to installs, and the occasional car drive and car show all around Corvettes. I'm Carlos, and if you like what you hear and you want to know when videos like these drop, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and join in on the discussion and the community. Okay, so first bit of news I came across this week is the 2026 build and price configurator for the Corvette is now live. So you can build a 2026 Corvette of your choosing between the Stingray, ERAY, Z06, and ZR1 with both your specific style and options, and get a true idea of what it will all cost, which is pretty important considering options when you're thinking of dropping well over 100K for a certain kind of brand new car. You want to have it exactly to your liking. So this kind of tool is essential, especially when you have a lot of big updates in this case between things like the interior with the new layout, like we've talked about on the channel before, which is a great tool. Now available, I'll bet, kind of late to the party. It's 9 months into the year, into the 2026 year, and 4 order cycles late to the party. Things like this should have been pushed out a lot sooner, in my opinion, especially for those that are just dropping this kind of good amount of money on a new Corvette. They're going to want to be able to visually help and confirm what they're asking is exactly what they're getting. In any case, it's here and available for all of us to use, so let's go take a quick look at this tool and make a quick build of what my Corvette, maybe my next potential Corvette, would look like. Okay, so we are on the Chevy site and we are in the build and buy section where you can basically build a whole bunch of different kinds of vehicles, but in our particular case, we are looking for the C8 Corvette lineup, which you see here. Now you can, as you can see, you can choose any of the 2026 or 2025 models for that matter. They still give you that option, but frankly, the 2026 is what they are building at this point, so it's kind of a little bit of a moot point. I don't even understand why they have it. But in any case, let's go ahead and build a car, and we're gonna go ahead and, you know, just go with the top tier and go with the Corvette ZR1. Now, in going into the ZR1, we can see the prices for the coupe and convertible in regards to, you know, your starting builds when you have the configuration, your model type, exterior, interior options, and then finally your summary. So in our case, I absolutely love how the coupe looks on the ZR1, especially that rear window here that you can't really see with that split window. But in any case, that is one of the things that I absolutely love. So we're going to go with the coupe version for this quick build that I'm going to put together. Now, going into the next section, the model section. Now, in regards to model type, you have the 1LZ that starts at 182 and then the 3LZ that starts at 193. Now, I've been kind of spoiled with my 3LZ Z06, so we're going to kind of stick with that 3LZ and go with a little bit pricier price tag. And then from there, you have your different color choices between, you have your like Arctic white, and then you have your traditional black, torch red, your awesome hysteria purple, mixed riptide blue, all these different colors, along with the Roswell green metallic, and then the Sebring orange tint coat. The Sebring orange, I have a particular affection towards. That was, if you guys have been long time subscribers to the channel, you know that my C8 Stingray before my Z06 was actually in the Sebring orange tint coat. So I'm actually glad that they brought that back. So I think we're going to go with that color to kind of go with. Now, in regards to exterior color options, other options, they also have the electrochromic dimming roof panel, which definitely, since I would be going with the coupe, is something I would continue further along this build. And then going into the spoked wheels, I would obviously the silver is not going to go as well with the orange color, in my opinion. I like the black kind of wheels, and you could go with technically like maybe the two-tone or the carbon fiber wheels. I mean, carbon fiber would be awesome. You guys know me well enough that I love carbon fiber, but at least for this, I'm okay with just going with the black wheels on this case. And then in regards to your tires, you can have your Sport Cup 2Rs or Pilot Sport 4Ss. We'll just stick with what is standard for now. But in regards to color of the brake calipers, I actually do like having the red brake calipers, so we're gonna actually go with the bright red brake caliper color and kind of go with there. I did think about the orange, but I think, you know, just orange on top of orange in regards to that, it just doesn't look as good in my opinion. I actually do like a little bit of slight color contrast and going with the red. And then the center caps, I'm going to kind of keep the same. It doesn't make any kind of difference whether it's the Jake logo or not. And then in regards to striping, for me personally, I don't care too much for the different striping that you can get, at least the center striping kind of deal. So we're just going to kind of keep it nice and simple in regards to that exterior. Now, going into the interior, I actually had been thinking about going a few different routes. I mean, they have that habanero Napa leather seating, getting that orange in there, and I really do like that, and I want to go with that color in particular. But again, I have a secret love for that natural dipped interior. So I think in regards to the natural dipped interior, I think that it just looks so good with the orange exterior kind of deal. What I will look at changing, and by the way, they do have things like the asymmetrical adrenaline red leather seat, which you can also confirm and get through here, where you can get the asymmetric look. I think it looks really cool. I'm not necessarily convinced it would work with the orange color kind of deal, but at least in this regards, it does look really, really cool. If you have maybe like a silver or a black, or even like a red color, I think it works really, really good. But for at least my specific build, I definitely like the natural look inside the interior. Now, one little thing I can actually change that will actually, I think, make a good bit of difference is changing the seatbelt color. I would actually, that in particular, I would change to an orange color. I think that just adds just a little bit of the orange pop inside the interior that I think looks really, really good. So okay, that's my interior figured out in regards to what I would personally put. And then you have things like the ZTK track performance package and ZR1 carbon fiber aero package. Now, in regards to one or the other, I mean, if you can get the ZR1 carbon fiber aero package separately from the ZTK package, but if you get the ZTK, you have to get this essentially, which is kind of a little bit unfortunate, but it is the case in this point. For me, because I do a lot of aftermarket exotic things, I'm actually going to kind of keep this selection off. One, it'll keep the price down by a little bit, which, I mean, we're looking at a price over 200 grand already for a 01. So, I mean, what's another 15 more grand? But at the same time, I like having the ability to just customize my car exactly to what I wanted with aftermarket parts. So I'm actually okay with having these pieces off. And frankly, I probably, in getting a ZR1, I wouldn't necessarily do a lot of track driving that would justify getting a ZTK package. Not aggressive all the time track riding, maybe occasionally driving on the track, but not anything where it would justify having this combo. Now, looking down the line on some of these other things, I would definitely get the stealth cross flag emblems. I think that looks really, really nice on the car. And then other things like, especially the body color carbon fiber split rear window trim, I would definitely be getting this because I do love that look on the exterior, where you would have, because I would go with the look of having that exterior color in the center match with the rest of the exterior. So that's something I would definitely be getting. And then, I mean, for something this special, I would also be doing the Corvette museum delivery. I have, believe it or not, with now having 2 Corvettes, I have not done the Corvette museum delivery, and I really should have done it when I first got my my first Corvette, and I didn't. So it's something I'm definitely, the next time around when I order my Corvette, it's going to definitely be having that Corvette museum delivery. And then other things like a personal interior plaque, which I definitely would do, and I would make it New Horizon. That would be what it would say on mine. And then another thing would be the stealth package, which I think, yeah, stealth interior trim package. I would go with the stealth interior trim package just to get rid of some of that chrome that's in the interior. It really, if you haven't had a C8 Corvette yet and you have that chrome trim in the sunlight, that stuff like just kind of is blinding. It reflects really badly, and so having that stealth interior trim package is really useful. That's what I actually have in my 3LZ Z06, so it does make a bit of a difference. And then I could choose some of these carbon fiber interior trims, but again, I like to just go aftermarket, so I will just leave those blank and add my own carbon fiber pieces later down the line. As for the performance options, I did consider actually getting the front lift with memory, but I want to be able to fully adjust both the front and rear suspension height, the ride height. If you get front lift with memory, you lose that option to at least be able to adjust the height of the front suspension. So for this purposes, I'm actually not going to include that front lift memory. And then certain things like the cross brace, the carbon fiber cross brace, where I do actually kind of like that brownish tint that they have on here, I actually probably will not go that direction, and again go with aftermarket. So with that, putting that all together, it looks like my build would be around $205,000, or actually $206,000 if you're counting this. But it's good to see all this information now available, that you can take a look at it. You can look at all your different options, how much all of them cost, interior options, all that kind of good stuff, and then also just your final options along with the gas guzzler tax that you see for $3,000. So pretty good in regards to being able to get all this information and give yourself a really good idea of what you want for your Corvette, whether it's the ZR1, regular Stingray, Z06, ERAY, any of those kind of vehicles. You can actually go and figure out what it is, give this to your salesperson, exactly the build that you want, where you can print out the specifications, and they would have it available for you directly. So that's essentially this price and build configurator in a nutshell. Okay, so that's the price and build configurator tool. So let's move on to the next piece of news, and it's a quick update on that massive safety recall that is impacting C8 Z06s and ZR1s that is causing a stop sale as well. Now, if you hadn't heard yet about this, essentially a few weeks ago, GM sent N252514930, which states that they discovered a safety defect that exists in certain 2023 to 2025 C8 Corvettes equipped with the driver's side radiator fan inlet combination. In this case, that's the Z06s and ZR1s. And that excess fuel spilled into the vehicle fuel filler pocket can leak onto an ignition source. In this case, it would be the radiator, and cause a really dangerous fuel fire. It's pretty serious, honestly, and there is actually a few examples floating out there of that exact thing happening. Now again, if you hadn't seen that video where we first talked about this, if you have a Z06 like I do, or even if you're one of the lucky ones that have a ZR1, you don't need to panic and like not drive your car. You can still drive your car, but you just need to keep a few things in mind is all. GM states that in that same recall, to ensure reducing the risk of an incident, you should be ensuring that during fill up, the fuel nozzle is completely inserted into the vehicle's fuel pipe before fueling and never overfilling the tank. So this includes trying to like top off after you hear that first click from the automatic shut off valve kicking in. But with respect to a fix, while it's not available yet, there is a small update of good news. Apparently the fix is pretty much confirmed to be in the form of a part or part number that hasn't been revealed yet. However, the fixed part will be relatively easy to put in place. That should be a quick trip to your local dealer who can get it all done same day from what it sounds like. It won't require the quarter panel, for example, to be removed, which is a fairly large piece to replace, and the replacement part will divert any splash gas away from the radiator and prevent it from igniting. So all good news with respects to the fix, but we still don't know when exactly that fix is going to be put in place. Because I mean, there's thousands of Z06s that all need to have this recall done, and currently the halt sale is still in place, so that both new and used Z06s cannot be sold without this recall fix done. So it's probably going to be a while. My guess is over the next 6 months or so to get this part out and starting to be delivered for dealers to have them installed. Again, I'll have more updates about this as I see them and share it with you guys. Okay, so the last piece of news is channel news, and like I mentioned in the beginning part of this video, our next giveaway of the channel is live and in the last few weeks before we announce the winners. And we have 4 pieces that we're going to be giving away this time. Some coming from longtime sponsors of the channel and another from a new sponsor actually. But the first item is from our veteran sponsor, Solar Performance, where we are going to be giving away a throttle controller that will work if you have a C6, C7, or C8 Corvette. It's a pretty awesome little piece that not only allows you to customize your throttle input to get rid of some of that laziness you feel in the OEM ramped up setup, but it can act as its own throttle kill switch, something of which is recognized by certain insurance companies even as a theft deterrent, which can actually save you a bit of money. Which, by the way, is something you can always just get outright if you decide, and can use my discount code to save yourself a little bit of money should you choose to buy it. It's an over $200 item and we are giving it away on the channel. Next item on the giveaway also deals with auto theft and security, and is the CarLock Discrete Independent GPS system that you can put on your ride that'll give you 24/7 monitoring of your car's location. The kit works with your phone, lets you know if your car has been turned on, bumped into, moved, and you're just not by your car. The app will notify and log all the tracking in its cloud system so that even if a thief notices it after stealing your car, who probably just finished trying to hide it, you'll be able to tell police exactly where it last was. It comes with the module, car tag for easy auto arming and disarming when you're walking to and from your vehicle, discrete connectors so you can better hide the whole tracker, and a 1-year subscription to their cloud system. A package deal that sells for $240, and it is also on the giveaway. Again, if you're interested and don't want to wait, you can just check out my links and discount code to save yourself a little bit of money on those pieces. And then the next 2 items on the giveaway come from our other sponsor, Speedway Composites, and it is a carbon fiber X brace for your C8 Corvette Stingray, which goes for about $600, and then a special wind deflector also from Speedway Composites that goes for $400 also. So really cool pieces that you can also check out, links in the description if you want to just buy the pieces outright. Now the important thing is how to enter this giveaway. Well, just like last time, you'll be able to enter the giveaway by simply typing in the comments New Horizon. That will give you 1 free entry into the giveaway. It's 1 entry per user per person, and that'll put you in the running. And then just like last time, if you're wanting more chances to win, which made a difference in the last giveaway too, I'm having it that every $5 spent through a thanks donation will also give you an extra entry into the giveaway. It makes a big difference and not only helps to support the channel, but future giveaways as well. And the giveaway ends this month, September 30th, so definitely enter if you haven't already. If you're not subscribed, definitely encourage you to join the community. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I guess we will see you next time. So take care, guys.